All right, y'all, here's what we got. Septic tank. We had some water coming up, seeping up through the line, and dug down to the line and figured out reason why is because these pipes here from the tank to my the first drain line was not connected at all. So all the water was coming up right here up into the grass. It was very lush and green. So what we're gonna do, this first leach line here, this is all backed up and it's not really functioning. So we're just gonna tie from our schedule 40, we're gonna go this way and find our second line, which should be 6 or so feet this way. We're just gonna skip the first one, abandon that. We're gonna go to the second one, and then we're gonna put a new crossover further down between that second and third drain rows. So I got the Mini X, and let's get started. All right, so I've brought this ditch back probably just about 20 feet from where that first leach line used to tee off that way. And I'm looking for that second line. I've got flags way out, but the lines obviously aren't straight. They kind of, they start to diverge because they're supposed to follow the terrain and stay level. But I haven't run into that second line yet. Over here, I got close to it out here, so I'm kind of drawing a line. I should be, if we had a straight line, I'd be hitting that second one by now. But what I'm thinking is it probably follows the ground this way a little bit more, so I'm just gonna keep trenching back until I find this second line that runs right through here, because that's what I've got to tie into back to the tank. Once I find that line, I can run my new PVC to this line. I can fill everything. The only other thing I got to do back here is I've got to do a crossover from the second to the third line. But we know where those are, at least right out there, so that trench should go a little bit smoother. Okay, I found my pipe. There it is. That's where I broke it, right in the middle, pulling it up. But that's my second leach field line, which runs this way, all the way out. I don't know if you can see the pink flag out there or not, but it kind of curves around that tree. And this is where I'm gonna tie in. I'm gonna trace this ditch that I dug, which was quite a bit further than I thought, but that's okay. I gotta tie into that schedule 40 with a couple 22s or whatever angle I need. So I'm just going to run it right through this ditch, make sure I've got a little bit of a slope, and then I'm going to tee in right there. Once I'm teed into the second drain line, that will be able to drain, should be able to drain all the way down. And then I'm going to also still cross over to the third right out here. So we should get good drainage in the second line, and then a crossover to get drainage in the third line as well. this is our crossover pipe I just got in. And what I've got here is Schedule 40, 3-inch. This is, right here, this is the third leach field line, which runs up just past the corner of the chicken coop there. And I just took a sanitary tee and just a little bit of off-cut pipe to kind of go into that corrugated stuff. The connection here isn't critical. We just want a path for the water to make it here once it overflows from our second run. So this pipe has a slope. It's sloping down, just a gentle slope. And if we follow this up, this is the second leach line. And what I did is I put a 90 elbow and a little bit of a riser there. And the idea is the water in the second line needs to fill up all the way to the top of that gravel. And then this is basically an overflow. So once it gets that high, it's gonna hit this pipe. It'll trickle down, and then we'll start using our third drain line. All right, so here's the tank. There's my Schedule 40 coming out of the tank, running this way. And here's where I started my repair. There's a 22 or 22 and a half fitting, can't remember. And I extended my Schedule 40. This is a 10-foot run. Oop, try not to fall. And then I've got another, I think this is a 45. Another 10-foot run around the corner. And then this was just kind of try to figure out the best way. I just did a 90 and then a quick run over to this T. And I'm gonna get a little bit more corrugated just to kind of close this up a little. But the real test, whether this is working or not, or whether I got the slope right, is I've got water trickling right out the end there. And so I've got the slope and just a slow trickle. So that's about exactly what I want. And all this water is gonna tie in. Some of it may split up, but really I'm factoring most of the lines to the left, so it's gonna tie in right here. And then use up my whole drain line, and then I've got my crossover. And once the second line's filled, it'll run down the crossover and fill up my third drain line, which is over here somewhere.